This is the fifth and final part to the school play series. I really hope you enjoy it, and I'm really excited to film this, so yeah, let's get into the video. Your point of view. I sighed as I got ready for school. It was Friday. The play was tonight. I went through my morning routine as normal until the doorbell rang. I answered it to see Kyle standing at my doorstep, smiling at me. "You ready to go?" he chirped. I nodded and pulled on my coat. When I stepped out the door, Kyle grabbed my hand. I smiled at him, a deep red blush crossed his cheeks. The play. I took a deep breath as I stood backstage, waiting for my first entrance. I mumbled my lines over and over, hoping to not forget anything. I caught Kyle's eyes, and he winked at me from out on stage. I smiled to myself for once. Everything should go perfectly. Kyle's point of view. My heart thumped as I saw her step out onto the stage. Listener was just as beautiful as ever. Her eyes glimmered in the bright stage lights. Her hair bounced and flowed as she said her lines, full of feeling. All of a sudden, everything felt more real. The silly, loving lines in the play were packed full of meaning. The playful actions really meant something. They made me blush uncontrollably. I still couldn't believe she was mine. We flourished about the stage with more feeling than ever before, truly selling this cheesy play. The audience was sucked in. Even the smallest children were captivated with our performance. Everything was absolutely perfect. Intermission. Stan pulled me off to the side. The second I was off stage, pulling me away from the crowd of other backstage workers. "Dude," he said excitedly in a loud whisper, You two are amazing." I smiled a smile that I knew looked dumb, but I couldn't help it. "Thanks, man," I mumbled. Listener and I really got things working out. I rubbed the back of my neck, thinking of last night. I hoped Stan wouldn't bother me for any more than that. Luckily, just as Stan opened his mouth to say something else, Mr. Mackey shouted at me to get back onto stage. I dashed out and fell back into my role after just a few lines. The final scene. Your point of view. Everything had been going gloriously. Most of the play had been just fine in rehearsals. Yes, but now it felt more real, more intense. For once, the romance element wasn't awkward or strange. It felt natural between Kyle and I. But I knew what was coming. The next main scene, the big ending, the kiss. I tried not to show how nervous I was as the thought crossed my mind. It most definitely wasn't Kyle. That was less of an issue than ever before. Thinking about what had happened each time before, however, made my stomach tie itself in a knot. I shook the thought from my head. Nothing bad would happen, right? Everything was so great until now. There's no way it could go bad. I took a deep breath after Kyle finished his line. It would be time. He swooped in and kissed me. Everything would fall into place. But then as he stepped towards me, it happened. His feet caught the loose board on the stage and he tripped. I gasped and jumped in to catch him. Luckily, I made it just in time and caught him and pulled him up before he made contact with the floor. His gaze turned from shock to one of pure admiration. He may have been the cutest thing I had ever seen. A smile crossed his lips before he quickly brought them to my own. The kiss was warm and happy. I could feel Kyle's lips twist into a smile and I could help but laugh in the tiniest bit. When he finally pulled away, his green eyes glimmered as his cheeks dusted pink. He softly spoke to me. "I love you, listener," he whispered, "more than anything and anyone." He smiled once again before clearing his throat and declaring it once again. "I love you," he shouted, following the final written line. The crowd roared with applause and cheers. We had done it. For once, we had managed to make it the whole way through. The accomplishment felt almost as nice as the kiss that sealed it. As the stage crew rushed onto stage to take their bows and showcase their participation, the same words echoed in my mind, drowning out the cheering crowd and amplified my smile. I love you, listener. No, this was so cute. I had to stop so many times. But that's the end of this series. If you want me to read more Kyle, then I will find more stories. But if you want a different character, then let me know. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good day, good afternoon, or good night. See you next time.